Hey everyone, LogicPQ here. When I got the first 21-minute time in Remastered, a lot of people thought there was simply nothing more to be done. The final minute barrier had been reached, and after all,
I did it.
The truth is though, the Remastered community had already found some more skips that I just considered not worth learning because they added even more difficulty with minimal time save. And more difficulty on a run already chock full of tough skips and movement seemed extremely daunting to even attempt learning. Until now. In this video, we are going to go over all the new skips and movement I use to get the first 21-4x, and also the ones that I will be learning to get the first 21-3x. Everyone watching this is probably already familiar with the biggest skips used in this run. Graveyard skip, Tetris skip, slow room skip, and Ryulus, also known as the fan skip. You may also be aware of some smaller tricks used, such as post-Wily God Cycle. All of these skips and pieces of movement have their pros and cons going for them, and for the most part, I decided their cons were not so bad compared to their positives in a run. They usually saved enough time to warrant their run-ending potential if things went wrong. But nowadays, the only time saves left in Remastered that we know of are extremely risky and save minimal time. For example, the largest of the new time saves we will be talking about is the alternative slow room strategy, and that saves only 2.5 seconds over the old strategy. I'm going to go through the whole game, one split at a time, going over each new strategy since the first 21. Starting in Mike Tyson, the second screen already has a small time save I wasn't going for, known as the cloud skip. If you full jump from the edge of the second cloud without letting it move down much, then you can barely make it to the last cloud, skipping the third cloud altogether. This skip is very precise and saves only 0.3 seconds. Yay, more split one resets. Right after that is another time save. When you are riding this platform up, simply jump and weave around the spikes to save about ½ second over waiting on the platform like I was doing before. So in the first split, we have about 0.8 seconds. Nice. The Birdo split provides some more interesting developments. Right at the beginning, I realized you never needed to go back in the water here, and instead can just jump around the falling spikes, saving about 0.2 seconds. Then, in the Graveyard, we have the hardcore version of the Graveyard skip, known as YOLO Graveyard. This absolute run killer eliminates the setup used in Graveyard skip, opting for a more ballsy approach. As you jump over the tree, try to time the turnaround shot and immediately go for the jumps up to the spikes. If you did everything well, boom, you just saved 1.5 to 2 seconds over Graveyard skip with the setup. Another small time save comes in the screen after Graveyard skip. Ride the platform until about halfway, then jump off to land on this pixel edge. Then jump up immediately to the save, saving some unneeded movement. Congratulations, for a much harder and somewhat inconsistent strat, you just netted 0.4 to 0.5 more seconds. Heading into the Dracula split, we have two small time saves, about 0.4 seconds each. First one is in this turret room. You don't need to wait for this spike trap to pass you to go. You can just time a 2-frame jump very precisely. The next 0.4 second time save comes in the very next room. Normally, you just do Ryulus by falling down on the left side of the fan here to make it across easier. Well, if you mash your brains out, you can eliminate the need to do this. Both of these strategies suck and can kill your run instantly, all for 0.8 seconds total. Best part though, if you want to save the most time in the run, you can do them a second time when returning to this area before fighting the Mother Brain. That means we can double dip this time save for a whopping 1.6 seconds. The Craig split actually has some small time saves I wasn't doing, neither particularly difficult, thank God. First off, in the cave before the Craig fight, I've timed a couple of different movement strategies in this fine section and determined that I was doing a very subpar strategy. I've since adopted this method, saving about 0.4 seconds. In the Craig fight, I realized that I could prevent wasting time in the fight by never missing any shots. Normally, if you just spam Craig at this point in the fight, he will enter phase 3. but you will miss a volley of shots, wasting time. I have started timing when Craigief enters phase 3, such that I don't miss shots anymore. This saved almost a whole second actually, which really surprised me if I'm being honest. Nothing in the Wily split cause that shit is maxed out. In the Mother Brain split, already the hardest in the game thanks to Post Wily in the slow room, I've decided to add in this save jump here. Saves about 1 second if I do it in the 2 save jumps, and a little under 2 seconds if I do it in just 1 save jump. Way harder than just walking to the right was though. The slow room also has an alternative route that I originally showed off way back in my 1-month challenge for this game. Basically, instead of doing the old method, you get this align and jump up to this small 2-frame ledge. Then do a fairly precise jump over the spikes here. Now you have reached the same platform that you normally want to reach, but much earlier than before. Now you might be wondering, Logic, how does this save time? Don't you need to wait until this platform reaches the top anyway to get out? Yes, you are correct about that, but we don't wait for the platform to reach the top. Before, I was jumping out of the room around here, which is about the earliest you could do using the other slow room skip method. Now we can jump out as early as possible. Once the platform reaches about this height, I walk about 2 to 4 frames, then I do a max height double jump once this platform passes the tip of this spike. You can barely make it to the top platform, saving about 2.5 seconds over the old jump out method. In the Dragon split, we have quite a few new time saves. In the slow disappearing block section, you can activate the fastest phase of the blocks about a half second faster than previously done by making a fairly precise edge jump off of this disappearing block as soon as it spawns in to barely touch the trigger for the speed up, then jump back to barely land on this disappearing block. The old method just made a much easier jump from this block, but gotta save those frames. In the room after the disappearing blocks, I optimized the movement up this yellow vine section by hitting the left vine immediately and double jumping here at this section. This saves about a half a second over what I had previously done. Lastly, the largest development is the cart section, completely revamped for near maximum time save. We will be trying to go for many more save jumps than previously. Many of them are much riskier and tougher to pull off as well. This section has a lot of potential to save small amounts of time all over the place if you really push the save reset meta to the max. I'm simply hoping to save 2 to 2.5 seconds over what I was doing previously. In the castle split, I'm going to be attempting a faster variant of the Bowser room skip known as the Bowser Super Cycle. Normally you can at best exit the room after Bowser by falling between these cherries in the middle, but if you go super fast in the Bowser room, you can actually exit by falling between these cherries, saving about a half to 0.7 seconds. Another fun little time save happens in the incinerator room. You fall down onto these platforms from above, and it is intended to make you double jump initially to hit this first block. However, you can just cut next to this spike very close and make it without jumping, saving about 0.3 seconds. And the final new time save happens right before the guy fight. The fastest way to traverse this final screen is to jump quickly over here and then precisely fall and time this double jump to dodge all spikes, saving about a half a second over the previous strategy. And there you have it. Every single new time save I either have already learned to achieve the 2148, or that I will be implementing to finally reach a 21.3x time. Altogether, the time saves add up to at best 15 more seconds. Hooray! So many new, insanely hard strats for about half the time save of a Tetris skip. Hope seeing all of these strats outlined helps everyone realize why I wasn't attempting them before. The time save is so small, and many of the strategies already being used to get the first 21 were already very difficult to learn. Wish me luck as I try and grind down to the 21.3x milestone, and please check out the current 21.48 world record if you missed it. Also, subscribe and leave a like on this video if you enjoy it. This was LogicPQ. See you next time.